in jail, charged with several felony counts of endangering a child. Kateri Winfrey on this story, and you spoke to witnesses who saw two of the children handed over to an officer.
Ron and Sherman, authorities say Wilson left her client's children in the car, but she actually took her two children inside the grocery store. One witness we spoke to remember seeing an employee rush in carrying small children, and she said that she had found them in a car with no AC.
Ms. Wilson, you've been charged with 5 counts of the state jail felony offense of endangering children or a child.
Dominique Wilson, according to court documents, makes her living caring for children, but authorities say Friday, August 1st, she neglected those duties.
There are 5 children who were endangered, found red-faced, in distress, crying, with the window barely cracked and the car not running.
The incident happened in this parking lot in the 6300 block of Telephone Road. Witnesses tell KHOU 11 they were at the store shopping when they heard the commotion and quickly realized something was wrong.
I was coming across a cop and I see the Kroger's manager running with the 2 kids, one on her arm and another one on a carrier, running, screaming for the officer. Officer, I just found these 2 kids in the car with no AC on.
Jasmine didn't want to show her face but works nearby and says she was in the grocery store. Soon after that, a store associate screamed for help. She says the suspect came rushing from the service desk, saying the children were hers and that the AC was on in the car.
The manager kept insisting that it wasn't on. The babies were sweating. One of them was really white complected, so you can see how red their face was.
During Wilson's probable cause appearance, the judge expressed the dangers of leaving children, especially with temperatures in the 90s. It's not clear if the doors were locked or how the children were removed from the vehicle, but witnesses told KHOU 11 they saw police and other first responders on scene. How do you feel knowing that somebody stepped in time?
I'm happy somebody's been, because it could have been worse. So I'm really glad the manager took action and she took those babies out.
And if Wilson makes bond, the judge says aside from her own children, she will not be allowed to supervise children under 17 years old. Reporting live in Houston, Kateri Winfrey, KHOU 11 News.
All right, man, check out the current news playlist. Here we have 32-year-old woman in Houston, Dominique Wilson. She was babysitting kids, and apparently it was 5 of them, so it was 7. She ran a daycare service or something. And she took them on a little trip to the store, and she took her 2 kids in the store, and all this allegedly left the other kids, they said it was 5, in the car in Houston. Anybody know anything about Houston? Houston is where, anything off that water, Houston, Florida, it's where southern heat meets humidity, right? A lot of humidity. Like in Vegas, it's dry heat. It's a little bit different, right? Like if you come to where I'm at in Detroit, it's hot. It's not southern heat, but it's the humidity is what makes the summer so tragic up here. It's hot. It's hot and humid. Off that water, off the Great Lakes, it's hot and humid. So you combine the humidity with southern heat, you get Houston. So a 90-degree day is treacherous in Houston. It is truly treacherous. And to leave kids in the car, you like daycare, you thinking what, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, in that range. But check out the current news playlist, thumbs up the video, share the subscribe to the channel. And you have to continue to watch who you let around your kids. You know what I'm saying? You're going to take your kids out the car, but leaving kids in a car, AC on, Tesla or not, in the car by themselves. What if somebody decide to take a kid with all the trafficking going on, and they gave her bond or whatever. She make bond, she only could be around her kid. No, she shouldn't be around no kids. She legitimately shouldn't be around one kid. They always showing leniency to women in the judicial court. There is no remorse for what she did. The kids had to be taken to the hospital. It sound like they was parched or dehydrated. It don't take much for a kid to go to the upper room. If you don't like kids, why work as a daycare is my thing. And that's the funny thing. It's a lot of women who are mothers at home, and then you want to go be a daycare, especially if you got more than one child. That's tough. You really got to love kids to have children at home, young children at home, that's not self-sufficient, that can't wash the dishes, do chores and stuff, and then, deal with children all day. That got to be a tough job. But in my opinion, no, she shouldn't be able to get out of jail. She shouldn't get no probation. She need to go away for a long ass time. She shouldn't be around her children, they children, them children. And I want to hear, well, she's 32 years old. She's not 18, 17, 16, 21, 25. She's 32 years old. At what point are we going to stop showing leniency on women? We gave them so much grace that a woman could go to the fire department and leave her children in a box, no questions asked. These women in a lot of these states, so they can cross state lines to go get an abortion. And they see nothing morally wrong with that. They don't see themselves as self-deleters. Do y'all understand this society for women has no structure and what it has done to our infrastructure? I'm not talking about physical infrastructure. I mean family infrastructure. Y'all don't care. So then when it's time for a lot of these women to reproduce, their body are reproducing nothing or mutated children, and you ask yourself why. And when these women get out here and they do wrong, all they do is expect a slap on the wrist, right? Because that's what they get for whatever they do. It was a woman we talked about that, was setting up men and robbing them, right? She was selling that cat, setting them up, robbing them. And they gave her in Florida 5 years probation. Just 5. And she's smiling in the mugshot, no remorse. So at what point are we gonna say we need some harsher laws and rules? Women should be held to the same standard as a man held to. I always tell the story, the woman that did the prank and she knocked the 2 brothers into the ocean and they died, and they gave her 10 years? Should have got life. So many women admit on this app in real life, I don't want to be a mother. You can take your kids. You can have your kids. If I have your kids, they're your kids. They don't want to. This is the laziest generation of women and the most cutthroat generation of women I've ever seen. And you can't blame men for it. Y'all gonna try to. A lot of these women, they raise these children to be this way. They raised the very same women to be the prostitutes. They didn't make them do domestic work around the house. And you know what's so crazy about it? They made the boys do all the domestic work. The boys know how to make a salmon croquette. Or the boys know how to crochet a cover. Or boys know how to sew a patch on a shirt. The boys know how to wash and clean the comforter sets without messing them up. The boys know how to wash their clothes. The boys know how to iron their clothes. The boys know how to clean the house. You go over a guy's house now, a lot of guys know how to, the house is structured. They got candles. It smells good. Everything is good. You go over these women's house, it's junky, nasty, filthy, dirty, panties, this, that, and the third. It's crazy. But at what point you must ask, if they care about the children, if they care about this declining birth rate, at what point do they hold women feet to the fire? At what point do they start to change the laws? They start to put these women feet to the fire. She's going to get a slap on the wrist. Guarantee you it. If I can remember to follow the story, I will. She's going to get a slap on the wrist. I'm telling you, man, and this is why you have a lot of guys online that say black women are the worst mothers. I'm not saying I agree with that. But this is why you have a section of social media where young men, or they're telling young men, don't go get you a black woman to procreate with. Shit like this. When they online, oh, I don't want to be a mother. You got Latino women that say it, white women that say it. Then you got brothers that say, go get a passport, where these women care about their families. And you got to ask yourself, how many times she done this before she got caught? Real talk. And the best advice I can really tell people, if you dealing with a woman and she tell you, I don't want to be a mother, I don't want children, hey man, my best advice is leave her alone. That's my 100% best advice, because if she don't want to be if she asks her if she had abortions before, if she believe in that, leave her alone, bruh. And I'm gonna tell you why you leave them alone. It's because if a woman don't want to nurture children and have children and nurture them, how can she love you? How can she nurture you? How can she be anything positive and loving to you? No, she can't. She can't. Now, she physically can't have children. That's different. But if she don't have a nurturing spirit and all that type of stuff, or the mother touch, she don't want to have that. That's a man. Her dick probably bigger than yours. That's a fucking man. Her balls bigger than yours. Get away from her. Too much testosterone, not enough estrogen. Flat out. These women have these children for money. Even the children she had in the car. If she had other options to make money, she would elect to use those other options to make money. That's how she can pretty much be a daycare and not have to go punch a 9 to 5. How many women I meet or have met in life who don't want to work? But then again, y'all get mad at men for not wanting to front the bill. But if we fronted the bill for everything, for y'all not to work, why y'all always cheating and leaving with all the money? It doesn't matter. So like I said, it don't matter. You pay for everything, you lose. You do nothing, you lose. You in between, you lose. Most women can't be satisfied. It's a fact. But they do everything not to punch the clock. Blame your fucking foremothers for fighting for the right to work. Now y'all don't want to work. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description, follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, Real One-on-One playlist. Check out the current news playlist. Join the Patreon. It's on all that's inside the link tree.